Mhm.
Ooh, hey everyone, and welcome back to another
Hey.
episode of 90s Crime Talk with Steph. Did you guys hear that sexy voice? Let me introduce her real quick. That is my beautiful bestie, Neen, the ever
Oh,
inspiring Neen from Fridays with Neen. Hey, Neen, how's it
oh,
going? How's it
stop.
hanging?
It's going with the cold, but I'm good.
Do you have a cold too? Because I think, like, I'm telling you,
hmm
yesterday
Yeah.
I was feeling a little like icky, but today I'm like, I'm back to normal. So,
Yeah, same here. I was feeling icky yesterday. It felt like I was in a bubble.
ew, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like your
But it's
head
just
balloon.
like from the head,
Yeah,
like the neck up.
yeah.
Nothing
Well,
below, thank God.
you look stunning and your hair is
Oh,
perfection as
oh,
usual.
oh, thank you. How are
But
you? Straight
I'm
off the freaking plane.
yeah, I'm tired. See these? Hi, how's it going? These bags were
Uh,
not checked at the gate. And see, I'm pointing to the bags under my eyes for those of you not looking and or watching us on YouTube. I am tired. We slept 2 hours and had
uh,
to get an Uber this morning after spending
wow.
48 hours in Canada. It was a whirlwind visit to see my wife's family for the holidays. So
hmm
we stopped by and you know how airports are. It's very draining. But this one was like we had to be there by 5, so we had to leave at 4:20, and so which
hmm
means and I have to shower in the morning. I don't leave anywhere unless I've showered.
Yes.
So I was in the shower like freezing at
Uh,
3:45. I was like, "Ugh."
oh my
So I'm
gosh.
tired, but I'm gonna sleep
Uh,
good tonight in my own bed. It's gonna be nice. I really appreciate home when I come back from anywhere,
yeah,
right? Like how do you feel when
exactly.
you come back from a trip? You're like, oh, my
Oh
toilet.
yeah, because I'm usually pissed that my vacation's over,
Yeah.
right? But it feels so good to be home. Like I hate flying home. I mean,
Oh,
I just don't like flying,
I
period. So
thank
anytime
you.
I have to be in
Yeah.
the air, I'm like, so I'm just happy. As soon as I know we're landing, I'm like, oh,
Oh,
thank God, you know? But I hate
yeah.
having to wait for my luggage.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys get an Uber from the airport,
We
right?
do. Yes.
Oh, how's that? Because the last time I took an Uber from the airport, it was hell. I couldn't
When
find
was
it.
that?
Oh, this is a couple of years ago.
Okay, because they've streamlined it. Like we always go to the Uber pickup, and then they
hmm
in the app, like you select like where you're at, so everything's numbered. So there's spaces like F1,
Oh,
go away
that's
to
good.
F1. So it's super organized. So that's not a problem, and
Oh,
we
good.
rarely have to wait a long time. And
Amazing.
then when we have to take early morning flights, we always schedule our Uber, like we reserve it in advance because
hmm
who's gonna be
Yeah.
around at 4 in the morning? So
Exactly. Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
but
that's
yeah.
crazy.
Oh my God, the
How was
flights.
oh, real quick, how was the weather?
It was freezing. And do you ever just pack and end up not using maybe like 35% of the crap you brought? Yeah,
Oh,
hi, that
totally.
was me. I I have fuzzy earmuffs. Do you think I used them? And I should have because my ears were cold, but like we were out and I didn't want to like carry it around. I didn't pack a purse. I
hmm
was just like, oh. And then
Oh,
I
you didn't
brought
pack
a
a purse?
I know, but like I had my big ass backpack because I had to work and like what crap did I have for 2 days? My carry-on luggage, like it was a mess.
hmm
And then I ended up wearing, look, I wore the same, I mean, I washed this, but I
Uh-huh.
wore the same outfit back home that I wore there. So I could have saved even more space, but it's
Aw.
neither here nor there. But yeah, the weather was freezing.
Ugh.
It was nippy. It was quite nippy. It
Wow.
hurt.
Did it snow or was it just snow on the ground?
I did not see active snowflakes, but there
hmm
was snow on the ground. Oh, now I'm singing Snow on the Beach by Taylor Swift in my head. But oh, that's such a happy song. But there was definitely snow. Like
Aw.
just anywhere I looked. I was like, that's great. So I got to see white.
Aw.
Um, got to wear my snow boots, the only place I wear them at, which is annoying because I hate my snow boots because they're huge. So I have to wear them to and fro the airport. And I'm
hmm
just like, I want to wear my tennis shoes. And
Ugh. No. Yeah, I just hate putting them on and off.
uh-huh.
Personally, I'm not a big what do you call it? Snow person. I
Yeah,
just don't like
same.
snow. But I mean, I don't know. It's just too cold.
It's pretty, but I don't want to be freezing. But like,
Yeah.
I've been complaining of this whole year about not feeling cold.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, I made up for it in these 48 hours because I'm still shaking. I'm still cold. It's cold here
uh,
today.
yeah.
It's a little drizzly, and I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
love you.
Yes.
Oh
The
my God.
fog is in full effect. It's been for the past like week, it seems.
Yeah, and I guess that's what's causing like chaos at the airport. Like we had to
Mm-hmm.
literally, it's my worst nightmare. So we were delayed an hour and then we had to just hover and fly around for a while because the air traffic was so bad and we had nowhere to pull in.
Oh my
So
God, that's
yeah,
horrible.
I was like, please kill me right now. Like this is awful. This is my worst nightmare. I just want to get down.
For
Like,
real,
get
you're
me
like, there's the
off.
tarmac. Can you just
Yeah.
put me there, please?
Yes.
Because it is crazy. Like, did you hear about Pacifica?
What? Oh, the water?
Yeah, it's like has like
Yes.
king waves, like up to 40 feet.
Oh.
It's like taken out homes on the like shoreline or on the coast, same thing. And then, but all along California, all the way up to San Diego, I think it was either in San Diego or Mission Viejo. It was like, um, they had like tsunami warnings, and they're
Oh,
called like these king waves that are like huge, but people were taken out, people were like injured, and yeah,
jeez.
it's insane. I was just like, wow. And yeah, I mean, because that pier in Pacifica.
Yes. Is it by Nick? Is it Rockaway Beach?
Yeah, same. What is it? I think Rockaway Beach is over the mountain, like near the Peruvian restaurant.
Yeah.
But this is before, and it's like literally above the pier. The waves are like taking people out and everything. It's crazy. I don't know. I mean, and then it's foggy. I don't know.
Oh
Strange
my
because
God.
yeah, because you felt some turbulence on your
Huh.
way back, right?
Yeah,
And two.
that's putting it lightly. The freaking most turbulent ride of my life was going to Canada. And to the point where even Angel was like, she hit it really well for me because she had
Mm-hmm.
to be strong. Like, God bless her. But when
Uh-huh.
we got off, she was like, I was about to ask you for one of your anxiety pills. And I was like, oh, hell no. Okay. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Oh shoot, man, that's awful. Oh man, see,
Like, I wouldn't
I
even
hate,
put an X through this stress that my
yeah,
body went
see,
through.
no, because I can't handle it when you're on a plane and there's
Yeah.
so many turbulence and you're like this. You could see people
Yeah.
rocking. Oh no, I can't. Uh-uh.
See, this is why people need to watch YouTube because that was phenomenal. That was so cute.
For real, because you're like holding
Like,
on and you're like,
whoa. Hold on there.
right? I'm like, I should
Whoa.
not see your body movements in the plane. Like, this is ridiculous. When you see people's heads, like,
Yeah, looking like a damn bobblehead. That's what happened on
yes.
our flight. It's like that
Ugh,
was so disgusting. And I motion sickness. I was like, puta madre, I am not
hell
drunk
no.
enough for this because yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Oh, shoot. See, that's what happened to my sister and I when we were coming back from Utah.
Oh,
And it was a small plane and it was so windy and so much turbulence that my
no.
sister was like, is it supposed to do this?
Oh my
I'm like,
God.
I don't think so. We're like holding hands and it's just like we're going up and down. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not good. And I'm like, and it trips me out. And people are like, oh, it's normal.
Oh, shut
It's like a
up,
speed
everybody.
bump in the road.
No.
Oh,
No, and
yeah,
those are
with
the
no
same people.
net.
Exactly. Those are the same people that are all, oh, it's safer in the air than in the car. I don't care because
Mm-hmm.
that just doesn't do anything to calm my nerves. I don't like being up that
Exactly.
high because
Mm-hmm. Hello, it's not normal. That's the whole
thank
point for me,
you.
is that it's
Thank you.
not a natural thing, right?
No.
To me, a ship is more normal. To
Yeah.
me, you would have more chances to survive in a ship. At least you could hop on a, emergency thing, right? I just find it crazy in this day and age where we've discovered things, we've invented things. Hello, I'm going to always come back to this, that the Chinese invented a freaking cloak, to an invisible cloak.
Okay.
Okay. When
I
they have
need
discovered this,
Yes. I
how
need you
could
to
they?
talk to us more about this because I only have heard of this when you've said the Chinese have invented an invisible, like where I need more information. Where, when, Who?
This
What does
was
it do?
recently.
Who, what do they use it for? Is it to
I don't
spy on? Like what? I need more.
I don't even know what they have, like invented it for. I
Yeah, like
don't know.
that's sketchy. Like what and how did they what materials? Because okay, like a green screen suit, like that fascinates me. People that wear green
Oh,
screen
totally.
suits.
Same here.
So is it the same idea? I don't even
It
know.
says Chinese. So this was on December 8th.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
And this was from the Indian Express.
Ugh.
Although, I mean, I'm checking my facts. It also was like, I mean, people have been talking about it. It was on TikTok, the China Daily, like it's on YouTube. Like you could find it all over the
Okay.
Independent. Um, and I saw it on TikTok because it was on one of, not TikTok, Instagram. It was on one of the things. But literally, it says China has unveiled the first invisible cloak. It's a real life Harry Potter invisible cloak. So
Mm.
literally here I'm going to see if so basically I don't know if you could see this,
Yeah.
but you could only see his head. So he has it like
Ew.
to the top of his neck.
That's
Okay, this is actually even
sick.
better cuz look at it.
Oh, oh.
So he's holding
No,
it, but look at you could see the stairs.
that's gross.
Right? So,
That's
okay, so in this day
disgusting.
and age where you can freaking create an invisible cloak,
Oh,
okay, whether, I think it's for sale. I don't know. But when they can do this, you can tell me that they don't have any type of way to make flying in a plane
right.
more like safe or reassuring to the passengers. Like to me, I thought of like having, like if okay, you know how like in a helicopter or like a naval jet, right? Where if it's starting to go down, they are ejected from the seat
Yeah.
and a parachute comes up, right?
Yeah.
Why can't they have that for a jet, for a big plane, to where
Mm.
like somehow the top opens, okay, and people the automatically the seats are ejected and you have a parachute. I mean, I know that if you're on water, you're screwed. Although your seat could be a flotation device. I don't know. To me, this day and age, there's ways to find, I don't know. But then you think of how high you are, the air's too thin, your lungs will explode. Like there's all these things. I don't know. I'm just saying, I just feel like I want to travel places. I want to do things, but it's just
It
scary.
is scary. I'm freaked out. I don't want, what if someone's looking at me? Like, but I guess you'd see their head, but I'm sure a freaking ski mask is forthcoming. Ew. Okay.
hmm
Wow. The world is an amazing thing.
It is. It
Speaking
is.
speaking of the world, and this is true
Hmm.
crime related, Gypsy Rose Blanchard was released yesterday. Praise be to
How?
God. Well, her sentence was up.
It was done
Mhm.
already? Wow. So she didn't serve that much time. Her
10 years, I
sentence
believe.
was it that long?
Yeah.
Oh dang. Why
Yeah.
did I feel like that's was so long ago?
And yeah, it does feel like a long time ago, but I have to ask you because you're a mom. Okay.
hmm
Okay. So, and for those of you that don't know who this is, I mean, she is, seems to be this sweet human being. Okay. And she was
hmm
brought up by her mother. Her mother was making her sick and making her think that she was dying of cancer. I mean, I think that she even like got a Make-A-Wish Foundation trip to Disney World out of it, like money, all the whole
hmm
nine. Okay, and I definitely want to cover this case down the line because it's
Yes.
so fascinating. But basically, she was keeping her daughter sick. I mean, she even lost her hair. And having her daughter rely solely on her and her alone
hmm
to survive in this world. She was chair bound and everything. Anyways, she found out that her mother was the one causing her to be sick and keep her that way. And so she ended up killing her mom. Now,
hmm
what are your thoughts on that? Like, do you and the mom was diagnosed with like Munchausen by proxy
Right.
disorder. Okay.
hmm
So like mental illness and you shouldn't
Yeah.
take matters into your own hands. But w- were you like upset that she went to jail? Do you think that that was the place for her to be? You know, like, was she a victim? What are
Um,
your thoughts? Because,
well, I'm gonna be careful. I don't want to upset
oh,
people.
yes, be careful. Don't upset the peeps.
But honestly, anytime I feel that someone is held, okay, um, without like control over their own freedoms, right? Um, and the way this went down, right, after realizing, she started realizing what her mother was doing, right?
Yes.
I know the way it looked, I believe she had a boyfriend, right? Which also
Yes.
helped her
Yes.
with, and that's where it started to look kind of fishy, to where she was like, okay, I'm gonna kill my mother, right?
Yeah.
But that being said, when you look at what her mother did to her for all these
Oh,
years and did such a mind fuck to her, to where it was like she was held against her will, and she was basically treated and made her like brainwashed to believe that she was sick and incapable of doing all this stuff because to benefit her mother,
hmm.
right? um I really don't think that. I think she should have just been given. I think that she served enough time
Yep.
with her mother,
Yes.
okay? That she should have just been on parole.
I agree. A
I
thousand
don't think
percent.
it was fair for I and it's not just with that kind of case, but even like when you talk about like mothers who kill people that they found were molesting their child or whatever. Like there's certain special circumstances where we have to look at the victims or the people that had to witness things like that, like it just makes you wonder. As a jury, I couldn't convict someone like that. I couldn't sentence someone like that to jail or prison for a crime where they were actually imprisoned.
Right. And she was pushed. Like she felt like she was like, I have no way out. I will never be able to
Mhm.
leave my mother's grasp, her control. This is the
Mhm.
only way. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I completely agree with you. And I know it's hard because you have your baby and like imagine putting pretzel through that. Like
Mm-mm.
what? Like I
Yeah.
just yeah,
That's a psycho. She was crazy.
truly.
I mean, like we get like this, like, and I don't want to say I understand that disease because this was like taken way too far. But you know how when you look at a baby or you look at like a child and they're so damn cute that you don't want to hurt them, but you say, oh
No.
my God, if I could just pinch their cheeks to where my like
Yeah.
fingers went through their
Or
skin.
I want to bite their thighs off. Or yeah, no, I
Yes,
totally. It
exactly.
sounds bad.
Yes, exactly. And I know like there's an urge sometimes that you
Yeah.
get because someone's so cute. I mean, I even do that to Tony where I'm like, oh my God, I just want to bite your face off, you know?
Yes.
I mean, I would never do that,
Oh,
but obviously some people can't control those things, and in this case, it was very twisted and sick what her mother did to her. I mean,
yeah.
so much they freaking went on television shows and crap. Like, you
They
know?
sure did.
And correct me if I'm wrong, was she actually doing treatments for these things?
Yes. And she would keep moving around to keep
That's
suspicions
right.
low. Like I
Mm-mm.
don't have her medical record. And what?
Yeah, see? No. Mm-mm. She shouldn't have never had to go to prison for this. I just think that even for the time that she spent, like they said that she was sentenced to 10 years from 2016. And she was granted parole in 2023 after serving only 85% of her 10-year sentence.
Oh,
85% is way too long.
I agree.
You know, we see other people that only serve 5%. Like you look, not 5%, 50%. You look at these Hollywood people like Aunt Becky, what is her name?
Lori
Um,
Loughlin.
yes, or that other lady from Desperate Housewives who did the same thing, right?
Yes,
And they
yes.
go and they're like, "Oh, because you're famous or because there's, the jails are too crowded, you only have to serve half of your sentence." In a case like this where someone's a true victim of things, come on. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, it's like, what did you guys think? She actually knew what her mother was doing and played along with it. You know, that's child abuse.
yeah. It just that poor little girl. One can only hope that she can now get a fresh start. So I've been following, of course, because I'm
Mm-hmm.
obsessed.
Of course.
The second that poor girl set foot out of the prison, paparazzi was there, and I heard that her husband actually had a hand in arranging the paparazzi. She married him while in custody. I think they've been married since 2020, if I'm not mistaken. And I just hope he's good for her. Like she
Yeah.
deserves love. She wants kids, but she's also worried about having to explain to her child if she has one, like what happened to the grandma. And like obviously they're gonna know who she is when they get older. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot, but I think it's so
Yeah.
cute. I did hear that she really loves Taylor Swift and
Aw.
hopes to meet her. And I'm like, Taylor Swift, let's meet her.
Aw, how cute is that? And
She's so cute. I love
honestly,
her.
yeah, and I too, I hope the best for her. I hope this is a story where a victim doesn't take advantage of the fact that they were a victim and
Right.
instead make the most out of it and, learn something from it, grow from it, and do better because of it versus, making that
Right.
what it's all about, and becoming a victim.
Well, also that and like she's gonna have book deals and movie deals and
Mhm.
people just money flying at her to get like first dibs and stuff.
Mhm.
So one can
For
only hope
sure.
that she stays on the straight and narrow and like follows like whatever guidelines have been, laid out
I
for
hope
her,
so.
and that she just has a fresh start and that people leave her alone. Like people are also clout, like they're just chasing for clout. So I feel like
Oh,
people
of
are
course.
popping out of the woodwork like, "Oh, I went to third grade with her." Shut up, bitch.
Ugh,
You
I
know what I
hate
mean? Like
when
people
oh,
like
come
that.
on. I
Like
would
go
never do
do
that.
work.
I'd
Yeah.
be embarrassed to say that. I may say that to like, oh my God, to like
Oh,
you. Oh my God, I went to school with her.
wait,
But I
time the
would
fuck
never.
out.
What
Time out
happened?
because I'm about to be a clout person right now. And I found out that one of Angel's friends has a direct connection to one of the guitarists of Nickelback.
No
Yeah,
way.
so theoretically speaking, we can say we know Nickelback. Oh my
Oh my
god. Oh my
gosh.
god.
Oh
I
my
freaked out.
gosh.
I freaked out when she
Wow.
told me. I was like, "What?
See?
Like, why did you wait till
Damn.
now and not back when me and Angel
For
started dating?"
real. Oh my God, his voice.
Oh God. I don't think it's
Mm.
Chad, but it's one of the guitarists, and that's okay
Okay.
because
That's okay. They're friends. They're bandmates. Hello.
if I get to meet Nickelback, anyone from
Oh.
Nickelback,
Mm.
you're gonna get to meet someone
Oh
from
my
Nickelback,
gosh. Yeah.
and
And
then
I
we're
would
gonna
just love him
die.
to sing acoustically.
Oh God, Far Away. I
Imagine.
need him to sing Far
Yes.
Away.
Oh,
Oh.
wow. That's crazy. Man, I love stories like that.
I know. It's
Hmm.
insane. Yeah. Oh my God.
6 degrees of
Thank
separation.
you. That's the phrase I was trying to
Hmm.
remember. I was
I'm
like,
sure
what
you
is
already
it?
know J-Lo and just don't
Oh
know
my
it. Okay.
God.
So,
I mean,
you know,
hello. I kind of know Kim Kardashian since Paris Hilton's my friend on TikTok. I still can't believe that shit. And
right?
we
Oh
still
my
are friends. I'm
God.
like, what? I can inbox her?
Have you seen her show?
No, but I want to because she's
Yeah, same here.
hilarious.
And she's just so cute. I
She's
love
adorable.
She is. I love it. And
She's like, yeah.
real quick, I wanted to ask you, did you ever go down a rabbit hole with this whole Amanda Bynes thing?
Oh my God. I have not because I am terrified for her. I've
Yeah.
been since she popped up like a few years ago and get us what happened, and like
Yeah.
But have you? Can you share with us? Like
I just
what?
I personally haven't because I myself am terrified to
I'm
find out
scared. Her
because
tattoos. Oh my
I
God.
want her to be okay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I guess what tickled my fancy lately was the fact that she was starting a podcast. And the person I hear that she was doing the podcast with, who people thought, oh, this is great. This is going to be good. Well, apparently, has like a rap sheet as far as like, you know, there's evidence of him being kind of just like not genuine, kind of
Oh,
like there's some other accusations. Like I saw an interview with his ex-girlfriend where I believe she had to get, don't quote me on it, but she had to get like a restraining order against him. And he did all these things to her and stalked a whole bunch of stuff. And she was like, Amanda needs to be careful. And I don't know. And I just can't get past the freaking hair that she has and the tattoo on her face.
yeah.
I
She's such a,
can't.
I mean, not to say, I mean, she's beautiful, whatever, but like it scares me. Like, what did she go
Mm-hmm.
through? Like, what happened? I just want her to be okay. But are you talking, so the podcast, like the guy that is gonna get the restraining order, was he a guest or her co-star or her co-host?
Co-star,
Oh,
co-host.
oh, that
Mm-hmm.
sucks. Who is he? Do
Yeah.
we know who he is? Some
Mm-mm.
unknown?
No. Yeah. I'll do some research and then maybe we could talk about it next week on our,
Yeah, no, no, that'd
because
be great.
it's really sad. Like, because, she was a 90s star. And like,
Of
honestly, when you
course.
look at her, if I were to see her on the street, I wouldn't even know she was Amanda Bynes. She looks completely different
Yeah.
from how we remember her. And it's just the road that she's been on has just been like a freaking derailment,
Yeah,
and when you think she's getting better, you're like, oh no,
yeah.
she's not,
It reminds me of Brittany, which
yeah.
we can only
Mm,
hope she's gonna get the help that she needs. But
yeah.
real quick, you know who TD Jakes is? Bishop
TD
Jakes?
Jakes. No,
Is that
it
his
sounds familiar.
initials? Well, apparently, like during this whole Diddy thing,
Mm-hmm.
there was like some information that leaked about TD Jakes and like multiple men at like parties thrown by.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I was wondering if you had heard
Oh
anything.
wait, yes, he's the
Yes.
pastor or
Yes.
yes. Oh man, that's some crazy
Girl,
stuff.
someone was reading like the affidavit of like
Mm-hmm.
whoever like brought this forward, and it's graphic. It's
Mm,
graphic. And I'm like, oh snap. So like his people have released something like this is all false, just like Diddy's people have
of
released
course.
it. I'm just waiting. And on the same note, I'm also waiting for Jeff Epstein's list to drop. They keep teasing.
Okay,
They
they
keep
do.
teasing. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And
Oh,
2024, I feel is going to be the year of complete revealment of so much stuff. Like, bring it, bitches. I am so ready to know who's on the list.
girl.
And with T Diddy,
T
I mixed them
Diddy.
both. Whatever his name is, who is it? Puffy. What is his
Puffy and
name?
Puff. I think he goes by Puffy now.
Okay.
But Puffy and TD. Yeah.
Okay, all that is just it's only begun.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And
Barely
then
scratched the
like
surface.
and this whole thing I sent you that thing on Monique
Oh, what
and
the hell?
Oprah and all these other people and Jamie Foxx
Yeah.
like I don't know. This whole thing with Monique though, cuz I didn't
Oh,
know. I knew she was kind of like ousted from Hollywood for quite some time.
yes.
But like everybody was saying, like her story has been consistent from the get go about what transpired. And like she said, I have never, ever, ever went against any of my contracts, but it was because I went against Oprah, Tyler Perry, Lionsgate, and all these other people because I said no to them. I basically have been punished. And Jamie
Shit.
Foxx was up there like calling Monique out, saying all this stuff in a comedy act and everything else. And it's crazy. And I'm here for, I don't know if you saw the Roseanne Barr podcast
No.
with Monique. Okay, those two
No.
are adorable
Oh
together. They
shit.
are like besties, but this
Oh, I love
podcast is
this.
freaking hilarious. You have to watch it. And what Monique says and the support that Roseanne, because if you look at it, Roseanne was, as we know, canceled,
Yeah.
and Monique kind of was in her own way. Um,
Yeah.
and they just come together, two comedians, and are just kind of like shooting the shit, but also comparing notes and explaining, how to survive in this kind of like dog eat dog world now, and it's just, I don't know. When you look at all these stories, I just feel 2024 is going to be like, bam, look at this, bam, look at this. You know what I mean? The proof's in the pudding.
Ooh, and then what's done in the dark eventually comes to light.
Of
Because it does.
course. Yes, and when
It
people are at
does.
their lowest
Oh
and they have
God.
nothing to
To lose,
lose,
yeah.
okay, that's when the truth really comes out.
Ooh.
And why would you lie? Why would
Yeah.
you lie when you have nothing to lose because you've already lost everything?
Oh,
You know?
shit, let's
There's
get
no
our
reason for it.
popcorn. It's gonna be
Hmm.
no, because okay, because now I'm scared because I love Taraji. She's in The
Hmm.
Color Purple, and I've been seeing some
Oh, I
interviews,
saw the interviews
and I've been
too.
seeing some the way Oprah is with her.
And which is very disheartening because you know that we love Oprah.
We love Oprah. I don't like to hear
Hmm.
any negativity about Oprah.
But it's really not looking good. And there's two sides to every story, but at the same time, same with Taraji, just like Monique, they're in the same boat. Okay.
Yeah.
Like when you see how much Taraji got paid for The Color Purple,
Oh, God. And I
I was
go to
like,
movies if she's in them because I love her.
oh yeah, same here. She's adorable and she's
Yeah.
amazing actress, just like Monique.
Yeah.
you know but I'm telling you, when you're at the top and people are, and it's not just those two, it's also like a whole bunch of other people that are coming out about, what's this, Cat Williams was talking about Oprah, and
Uh-oh.
how they have, she's kind of like the ringleader, kind of like the mother of, I don't want to say the Black community, but in a way, like she's like the one to like be their
Yeah, and Tyler
their
Perry's her
ally.
man.
Yes, exactly. So like people look to her as like, oh, okay, well maybe she can guide me in the right direction. And unfortunately, it's like if you're either with them or you're not. And if you're not, then you're ousted. That's kind
But
of like the tone I'm getting.
they're not, this is not part, like I can't imagine Oprah being a part of the Illuminati though.
I don't think so. I think this is just different. But I will say, this is just me, okay? But I do find some of the things that Oprah does, like even like with her like the girls that she's adopted, or she not adopted, but she's taken in, and like the way that things are, it seems too perfect.
A little,
There's
yeah.
something that's a little it
Ah.
creeps me out a little, you know? I don't know. I mean, I want to say that it's all good and great and, beautiful and, but there's something just not right. I don't know. So I don't know. We're going to have to deep dive into this, and
Yeah, I say for sure.
because
Although
it's
then we're gonna be
interesting.
blacklisted.
Yeah. Okay.
What if Oprah gets her hands on
Oh
this?
my God. Please do, Oprah.
Yeah, Oprah, we love you
Oprah said our
forever. Oh
name.
my
Oh my God.
God. Oh my God, I would die. Oh,
But anyways,
that was
let's get
fun.
down to time talk. Ay Dios.
Time
True.
talk.
Yes, thank you.
Excellent. Crime
I'm like,
talk.
oh my God, I like that.
Oh my gosh.
What do you have in store, Steph?
Okay. Well, I love that we've been talking about crime because it really like
Mm-hmm.
gets us all, prime.
Of
Okay. Like, gotta
course,
do a little
yes.
rhyme. And actually, I wanted to share a couple stories that took place around New Year's since
Mm-hmm.
we're basically there. Okay. Like, it's literally right
Mm-hmm.
now as we're recording, it's Friday, the day that this episode's dropping, December 29th.
Oh
Okay. So
yeah.
get your resis out, listen to Fridays with Neen. She did a great episode on resolution setting, goal setting.
Oh,
Listen
thank
to
you.
it. I'm working on mine this weekend because I've been busy and I have not had time. So
Of
I'm doing
course.
that.
Oh.
So that is what I wanted to focus on today. And I'm not going to keep you guys here too long because I didn't cover, like, I didn't deep dive one case because I just wanted to see, like, are people like psycho on New Year's Eve? Okay. So if we thought Christmas was like, no, people don't do shit on Christmas. Well, we found out that they did, and it was crazy. And oh my gosh. I found some stuff. some stuff that
Shoot.
people got rowdy on New Year's Eve, okay? Not
Oh
just like
no.
lighting up some fireworks. People are the worst. I can't stand people, okay? Except for you,
Hmm.
my wife, and a few other people, but that's pretty much it. But like seriously, it's mind-boggling. And yeah, so before we get started, I'm just gonna do a blanket trigger warning for murder. Okay. It's gory, grisly,
Oh
just a fair
snap.
warning, okay?
Hmm.
So now that we've covered all our bases and did our admin, let's jump into the first case. So this takes place in Oldsmar, Florida, a place I've never heard of, but maybe
What's it called?
Oldsmar,
Oh,
Oldsmar. I don't know where that
interesting.
is, but
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, oh, that's a cool name. And this takes place on New Year's Eve of 2014. And the
Hmm.
villain in this story is 23-year-old Christian Gomez. So good old Christian was home visiting his family for the Christmas holiday, as we all
Hmm.
have to do, and he was still there when New Year's Eve rolled around. His mother, 48-year-old Maria Casagne, and I apologize for if I butcher that last name, but Maria Casagne was trying to get her home back in order after the dust had settled from all the Christmas festivities. And I totally get it. I'm ready to rip all my Christmas shit down today, this weekend.
Right.
Like holly jolly goodbye. So
Hmm.
she wanted some help from her family, okay? And she simply asked her son Christian, "Hey Christian, can you help me by simply moving some boxes to the attic?" Okay?
Seems
Christian,
simple.
yeah. Christian didn't immediately like hop to it. He just didn't want to do it. So he didn't
Hmm.
comply with her request. So she kept asking. As moms, there'll be like a gentle nudge, maybe couple times. Like if you didn't hear her right the first time, your mom's gonna ask you a couple more times. Hello, we've
Hmm.
both.
Of course.
Whew. So I
My
guess
mom just
Chris
did that this morning.
hilarious. But I don't think you're ever gonna do what good old Christian did. So
No.
I guess he got irritated. Okay, he got a little peeved with his mom. Um asking him more than once. And so rather than tell his mom he just didn't feel like helping her, he decides, I gotta kill her. Like she won't shut up about these boxes. I'm over it. And 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 he killed her in the most disgusting, vile manner. Okay. He took an axe and he began attacking her and then swung at her head, decapitating her in the process. He then dragged his mother's body outside and left it by the side of the house, just right there. He then took her head and threw it in the outside trash can
Oh my
and then
God.
took off on his bicycle. So he and his mom were not alone at the time of this incident. His older brother Mario was also there. I don't think he witnessed the act, but he definitely heard the commotion and came running out, but it was too late. He had found his mother's body outside and he saw that she was missing her head, so he continued
Ay.
looking and he found her head in the garbage. Um Somehow he manages to like gather the strength to call the police and report what he saw. And thankfully, the police, they rushed right over and they were able to deduce that this was probably done by Christian, and I'll explain why they were able to come to that conclusion.
Hmm.
So they go looking for him and they find him pretty fast and they arrest him.
Wow.
Um,
Damn.
before we chat about what ultimately happened to Christian, I want to talk about his mental state prior to his mother's murder. So he was
Hmm.
definitely mentally unstable and had been seeing therapists for many years, one after the other, each who failed to see just how grave his situation was. Christian was very withdrawn. He would hear voices nonstop, voices he claimed that came from under his bed. It got so bad that at one point I'm going to issue a trigger warning here for animal abuse. He skinned and buried the family cat. His,
Oh my
mo-
God,
I know,
no.
so his mother was absolutely terrified of her son. and slept with a kitchen knife under her pillow every night to protect
Mm-mm.
herself. But even though she was scared of him and what he might do, she still loved him and wanted to try to help him get better. She tried
Mm-hmm.
everything and she took him to different doctors. They prescribed different medications, but everything that they tried was essentially useless. The day before Maria's murder, Christian's grandparents had taken him to his regular visit with the therapist, where at that appointment, it was decided that he needed to look for a new therapist. The therapist was like, you know what, we're done here. You need to look for a new therapist. So, like, this
Okay.
is what
Like
has been,
deuces.
yeah, this is what had been happening his whole life, like
Wow.
nothing. And, as we know, the next day he murdered his mother. Um,
Shoot.
yeah, so Christian was arrested and taken down to the station where he, calm as a cucumber, explained to the police that he was tired of his mother's nagging about the boxes and he began planning how he was going to murder her. He
Mm-mm.
confessed that he followed his mother into the garage where she had been sorting through boxes and began to strike her over and over again with an axe. I don't know where this axe came from, but he had it. And he decapitated her in the process. One
Mm-mm.
would assume that he would immediately be tossed in jail forever or even sentenced to death for what he had done because
Of course.
like how vile could one person be? And it's his own mother. But Christian was actually sent to a mental institution where he spent 3 years until the
Mm-mm.
doctors, overseeing his case and his care, until they were able to determine that he was competent enough to stand trial.
Good.
But there would be no trial. So when he was released in July of 2008, he took a plea deal and was sentenced to 25 years in prison for the murder of his mother. He is still there, as far as what I could come up with online, and he's scheduled to be released on November 25th, 2039. Christian's family, though,
Wow.
they were upset by the sentencing. They
Mhm.
felt like jail was not the place for him and that he should be institutionalized for the rest of his life,
Hmm.
getting help rather than be in jail. They thought, had he been diagnosed properly when he began seeing therapists, this may not have even happened. I tend to
Hmm.
agree with them. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think jail is the appropriate place for him. I don't think 3 years was enough time to determine competency, but
Right.
I'm curious, like, what are your thoughts? Like, this is kind of similar to like what we just talked about earlier with Gypsy Rose, but
Mm-hmm.
but Gypsy Rose didn't she wasn't the one with a mental problem.
Right.
Like, it was her mom. But like, what do you
Mm-hmm.
think? Like, does he belong in jail? Does he belong with should he have been sentenced to
Um,
death? Like,
I don't think so. I don't think death. Honestly, this is hard for me to like, I don't know, because the thing is, mental illness is real.
yes.
It's makes you do things that you normally wouldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not in the right frame of mind.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe though that his intentions were there. He knew. It was
Yes.
like premeditated as
Yes,
far as
because
what he was going to do to his mother.
yes.
And the act was very, very horrible. Like, hello, decapitation. Okay. So, and with an axe,
Yeah.
right? Um, I don't know for this one. Honestly, uh, I don't know. I do think that maybe he was wronged by the system and the
Yes.
going back and forth from here to there, whatever. Yes. I don't know. For me, I just feel like you can still have a mental illness, but you still know what's right and wrong, you know? And I feel like maybe obviously he snapped,
Yeah.
right? Um, I just maybe his family's right. And his family knew him better than anybody else, right? So maybe him, instead of being sentenced, to he's going to be in prison or he's going to be in a mental institution. Is that
No,
what you
he's in jail.
Okay, so being that he's in jail, I just think that he should just be in a mental institution for the rest of his
I
life
agree.
versus what is jail going to do?
Exactly.
you know,
Nothing. I mean, I'm sure they
exactly.
provide like health care there, but not
Hmm.
like the proper care for whatever. Like he needs to be diagnosed and like
Yeah.
treated, not just
Hmm.
be willy-nilly, like, like who
Hmm.
knows what's going on in there. And he might get out and do it again, maybe harm his brother, like for calling the
Hmm.
cops. Like,
Yeah. Especially with his past and, like the cat situation.
ugh,
And, when I feel like when people are okay with injuring animals, that's a special type of case,
I
right?
agree.
If you could kill an animal or hurt an animal without any type of
Remorse.
feeling, like
Yeah,
you're capable of doing anything,
I agree.
so for sure in this case, I would have to say, obviously, I'm not really one, I feel like, mm, you know, I feel like a lot of times, like the mental illness, you know,
Claim.
I just feel like a lot of times attorneys tend to use that to get the defendant off, right? Well,
Hmm.
okay, this way you don't have to go to prison, so let's just claim this, right? Um, but in this case, there was history of it, and he just wasn't properly taken care of.
And then I agree because I also feel like, okay, when I read about his mom sleeping with a knife under her pillow,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so I'm not victim blaming at all. She did not
Mm-hmm.
deserve to die. But
No.
like, it leads me to believe, like, what did anyone really advocate for him?
No.
You
And
know
if
what I
you
mean?
have to, and like you said, if you have to sleep with the knife on your pillow, there's something
Yeah,
wrong. You know,
exactly.
it would be to where I would want my kid
I
institutionalized
would, yes.
myself. Like, I'm going to get a social worker. I can't take care of
I'm
him.
afraid for my
Like,
safety. Like,
but you know what? And, it's not just, I could see certain, like, okay, so my mom's Mexican, but then I have my dad who's white, right? I could
yeah,
see my dad being like, oh no, boyfriend's we're locking him up. He needs to be thrown into the mental, like he's crazy, right? But then my mom could be like, that's my child. I can't
yeah.
do that. It's the Latin thing to where I would never, it's like our parents, like we would never put our parents in like a convalescent home,
No.
right? Like your child is your child, no matter what. They could spit in your face, they could stab you, but you're still gonna love them. You're still gonna go give them money in the jail so they could buy cigarettes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like there's no type of, like, that's your child, right?
Exactly.
So that could also be a reason why she knew what he was capable of.
Yeah.
That's why she had the knife, but she also maybe had hope that he was going to get better, you know, and hoped that wouldn't happen. She didn't want to give up on her son. And unfortunately, she nagged him a little bit too much that day. And he was like, I'm done.
Oh my God. Yeah,
And that's
I
really sad.
agree. No, it's I was really like upset to see
Hmm.
the end.
Mm.
It was hard to read and yeah.
Yeah,
I,
it's heart-wrenching because, it's sad when that's your child and but at the same time, like, let this be a lesson to parents. If you see from a little age,
mhm.
okay, that your kids have anger issues, you know, they're acting out in school, they're mean to other kids, they're doing things to animals, God knows what.
Oh
Get them
God.
help from early on.
Exactly.
Like, don't let it prolonged to, like, when they're older where their mental illness is even worse,
Hmm.
and then it's harder to control because they're an adult, you
Yeah.
know, get them the help they need. I mean, there's proof in the pudding. Like if you get them help when they're younger, it could really help them in the future,
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
Oh, God.
Oh, very, very well said, Neen. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
The second case that I want to share, it's a short one, but
Hmm.
it's similar to what we um heard. You're going to be reminded of a case that we talked about on an earlier Christmas episode.
Hmm.
So this one takes place back on December 31st, obviously 2016, though. So it's another New Year's Eve case. And 2016, you will recall, was our dark year. So this
Mm-hmm.
happened in the dark year and it actually took place in Campinas, Brazil. So here we have 46-year-old Sydney Araujo, and he was pretty upset about his recent separation from his wife, Isamara. I don't know what problems they had or who initiated separation, but something tells me that Isamara is the one that wanted out since he was upset. So I just
Mm-hmm.
two and two together.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, it's New Year's Eve. Isamara wants to go to a New Year's Eve party. So she's getting ready. She wants to have a good time and forget about her marital troubles for a night.
Mm-hmm.
She brings along her 8-year-old son, Joe or Zhao, and they go to this party. It sounds like a family and friends type of situation, like at a house. So Sydney was not invited to this party, but he ended up going. Anyways, he did not care. He's like, I do not care. He jumped the fence. Okay, he had to literally break into this party. He jumped the
Dang.
fence. He did not knock on this door. He also did not come empty-handed. He brought along a gun, a knife, and other ammunition. So he jumps the fence, bursts through the front door, and began to shoot. In the process of shooting, he kills his wife, his 8-year-old son, and at least 10 other people, okay, that he killed. When he was done shooting, he then takes his gun, turns it on himself, and shoots himself in the head and dies instantly.
Shoot.
Three people, and so there was 10 so wait, let's see. So 13 people died. Three other people were seriously injured, but thankfully survived the attack. And four of the people that were left that were guests, they were physically unharmed, but I'm sure they're going to be tormented for the rest of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now, when he did this, it was around midnight when fireworks are going off. So keep that in mind. So neighbors did hear gunshots, but they thought, oh, wait, they're just the fireworks. Hello,
Mm-hmm.
me and Angel do
Yeah,
that
I
all the
think that
time.
all the
Yeah,
time.
we're like in the house. We're like, was that a gunshot or a firework? Because the rogue fireworks in San Francisco. It's just
Mm-hmm.
all year long.
Horrible.
So that's what these neighbors thought. But they soon found out the truth because one of the wounded partygoers banged on their door, bleeding and begging for them to call the police. So that's how the police got involved. I can't even imagine opening my front door. I'd be terrified and seeing somebody like bloody and freaked out. So, thankfully, they call the police. The police show up. They begin their investigations. And they determined that Sydney probably planned the shooting for right at midnight so that, yes, the fireworks would blend in with the gunshots. And it worked.
Mm-hmm.
So the police go and search his car and they find explosives in there,
Oh my
lots of
God.
ammo. So like if he ran
Hmm.
out, he could reload. And
Dang.
some sort of audio recording device that at the time of this article, and I couldn't find anything further. They were looking into the audio, so I don't know if something was there. I don't know if it was like a suicide note or like his plans or a manifesto. No one knows, but he had a
Mm-hmm.
recording device in there. And that was just a creepy scenario. That car had a
Mm-hmm.
lot of creepy things in it.
Ugh.
One thing that the police were not able to determine was if Sidney had a history of violence or if he had ever been physically abusive towards his wife or threatened her in any way. I'm thinking, yeah. Okay, so now it's like making sense why she got out of Dodge. And
Mm-hmm.
like he's all, if I can't have you, no one can. Fuck off. I hope he's
I hate
rotting
that
in
crap.
prison.
Exactly.
No, and like it should be noted that crime and violence are not uncommon in Brazil, especially violence against women. Yet this particular attack definitely alarmed the country because targeted mass shootings are rare there, at least around that time. So that it,
Mm-hmm.
it caught their attention.
Wow.
So, what does this case remind you of? Do you remember that case we talked about?
Yes. I don't know the name of it.
No, that's okay. Do you
Yeah.
remember the creepy part?
Uh, oh man.
No, that's okay. Don't even worry. I'm going to tell
Hold
you.
on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. No, you did.
Okay, no, the Santa suit. Remember that fucker like dressed up as Santa and
Yes,
then
with all the people.
yes,
That's, you
including
know what,
his
and that's what.
in-laws.
Yes, when you said 10 people, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, that's kind of. But then, of course, I didn't.
Yeah, isn't that insane? Like how freaking common it is. Spousal
People want to.
murders.
Exactly. That's people want to go out with guns blazing.
Literally, it's like, fuck you. Get a divorce. Start
Thank you.
over.
Yeah, see, I just don't have patience for people like that. And mm-mm. I mean, I don't know what else to say
No,
because.
I know. And you don't have to. Like, seriously, like, there are so many true crime cases I want to cover that are spousal,
Hmm.
murders because it's like, it's mind-boggling to me that the person closest to you is often the one that's going to be the one to end your life. Not always, but what I'm saying is like that
Hmm.
person is like your equal,
Yeah.
you're going to be buried next to that person one day, like
Hmm.
what? So yeah,
Yeah.
I had
And
to share that one.
it would actually be interesting, like when we cover any one of these in the future, like spousal things, like how the laws have changed from
Mm-hmm.
back then to now. Like I would like to see, because I know back in the days it was
Oh,
hard, like in the 80s and 90s when like you literally had to show that they were a literal threat in order for
mhm.
there to be any type of protection,
Yep.
you
And
know?
like you can't rape your spouse, you're married to
Right.
them. Ew.
Yeah, you can. Hello. I mean, there's so many things, and it's just like, uh, especially when like the person, like the actual person that's doing these things, is like tied into like the police, and
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
I can't
That is
handle
so,
it.
I can't either. That is so common. That has been done to death on Law and Orders for You, but it always pisses me off and fills me with wrath. Like this
Mm-hmm.
whole pompous, like, I'm untouchable. Like, what are
Mm-hmm.
you gonna do? Who's gonna believe you? Especially if the
Right.
wife has a history with alcohol or something, God forbid, or mental has anxiety or something. Like,
Mm-hmm.
ugh.
Oh, completely. Oh my God.
Oh,
Man, that is some crazy shit though.
uh-huh. Happy New Year,
Mm-mm.
right? Okay, I have one more. It's like literally 30 seconds long, but I just had to share this so we can lighten the
Mhm.
mood a little bit, but also creep each other out.
Okay.
So this takes place on New Year's Eve, no shit stuff, but in
Hmm.
2015, in Alabama. Okay,
Hmm.
so I'm gonna set the scene. You and Tony, you're out to dinner, your mom's out, and you come home and you find something really creepy going on in your outside of the house, and it's not a rat. It's a naked man wearing a Ronald Reagan rubber mask and a
Ew.
and a sock covering his private region. Just
Ugh,
wandering around.
no.
What
Why?
would you do? So, like, this is what this couple from
Take a
Alabama,
picture.
yeah, I know, live stream it. Wait, hold on, let
Right?
me get on IG real quick. No, but like this
Exactly.
couple like comes home for a nice dinner or whatever, getting ready to like light some fireworks in their comfort of their own home, maybe pour a glass of
Mm-mm.
wine,
Okay.
and they see this freak with a Ronald Reagan mask just trotting around who had like the wherewithal to put a sock on, his woo, and
Uh-huh.
like and they were like, who the hell? And it was just some random naked guy, and he had entered via something called a breezeway. So I don't know if that's an Alabamian thing, but like
Mm-hmm.
it all
Hmm.
took place like outside. So maybe it's like a terrace type of situation or something. But
Interesting.
yeah, so the couple's name was Danielle and Bart Yancey, and they were like, excuse me, like, are you lost? So they notice, they start yelling.
Ugh.
Thankfully, he didn't pull any weapons because he wasn't packing anything in his sock, but he fled the home. They call the cops right away. They pull up, and they actually had video. Maybe they had a ring camera or something. So they caught it
Mm-hmm.
all in video, and there is a disgusting image that I'm going to share with you
No, what
all.
is
Yeah,
it?
it's a naked guy in a Ronald Reagan mask. And to this day, the cops still haven't found this naked Ronald Reagan guy.
Really?
Yes.
Oh shoot. Ew.
So let that be a lesson to all of you. Make sure to be aware of your surroundings. That would freak me out for
Mm-mm.
life. I would probably move. Like, that's not even okay.
Well, and that's the thing, is it one of those masks like back in the day that look kind of waxy,
Yes.
like it's
Yes.
plastic
With
that
like
and
fake hair,
yes,
like plastic hair,
ew.
like mean. It is so disturbing. Like I can't.
Oh,
But like, yeah. So I
no.
wanted to like, end with
So
that
watch
because
out there in Alabama.
I know. Ew. But it's not just no, I was gonna try to sing Sweet Home and tie it into this. I guess that home's not so sweet. I don't know, I lost it. But yeah.
Well, real quick, I actually looked up what a breezeway was
What
because
is it?
I was thinking it was like a freeway or
Yeah.
something,
Oh, I thought it was a
but it's
terrace.
yeah. Well, no, you're right. It's kind of like a roofed outdoor passage
Oh,
as between a house and a garage. So it kind of
ew.
is
Like a freeway for the house?
yeah, yeah, exactly. A roofed outdoor passage as between a house and a garage. So yeah, it's kind of like a terrace, right?
Yeah, that gives
Like
me
a
like,
balcony.
yeah, ew, but like it's probably like leads to their room or some shit. That's so creepy. And like, what
Um,
if like they didn't discover him? What would he have done? Like, would he have like peeked in like and watched them? And then you look outside like to close the blinds and you see
no,
like this Ronald
no,
Reagan mask? Like, that's
I'm done.
horrible.
Done. I can't
Yes.
handle that. I don't
Mm-mm.
like stuff like that.
I don't either. I don't either. There's too many
Ugh.
stories of people being discovered living in people's closets. I read a story about a girl that realized someone was living in her freaking closet at her dorm. What?
Ew. Okay. I no. See, I don't like that. Or like, or like you've been living in this house for like 2 years and then you're doing DIY and then you take off the wall and you realize the wall has a room behind
Oh
it where
no.
there's like, cans and a sleeping bag and candles.
Yes.
And it's like real, like recent people are living there. You know what I mean?
No.
Like,
You better go
I
check your
can't,
start
no.
knocking on the walls.
Because that's the thing is like how do you guys have a roof, like
We
or an
do.
attic?
We don't, well, we just have the garage. But we have like a rooftop.
Hmm.
I never go up, but like,
But
ugh.
like when you think of an attic,
Yeah,
or I don't
ew,
know if
attics
you
scare me.
remember, right? I don't know if you remember
Hell
back in
yeah,
the
I do.
day in my
Your
Fairmont
attic.
house, we had that attic and I used to hang out there,
I
but it
loved
always
it.
used to creep me out like beyond the,
Yeah, because it was
the
dark back
sheetrock.
there.
Yeah, like what's in there?
God, I
And
loved your
it
house.
could be animals, it could be, I don't know, but it's just creepy,
Yeah.
or you look in the dark and you see eyes looking back.
Yeah. And like,
Mm.
when people are like, "Oh, it sounded like I think it was just raccoons walking on this on the roof, but raccoons sound like humans." But
Hmm.
so I don't know. That's the thing. Is it always a raccoon? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
See? No, yeah, I can't. That's just so creepy. Ill. And why be naked with, what are you trying to say? Like, you know,
What are you trying to say?
why Ronald Reagan?
I don't know. I don't, and it wasn't that long ago. It was literally in 2015. So why
Yeah,
Ronald Reagan?
exactly. Why him of all people?
Yeah, like I have a multitude of questions. Like,
Yeah,
why not Ghostface? Like,
right?
that would
Yeah.
be so horrible though. Oh my
Uh,
God.
why not? Yeah, I mean, why not a Trump
Yeah,
thing,
a recent
or
president, or
Clinton?
Kamala Harris, like
Yes,
something like
exactly.
more recent.
Mhm.
Yeah. I know. I want to find this guy and ask him, like, what possessed you? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's so
So
weird. People, though, people are strange.
people are a strange bunch and
Hmm.
people suck. Not all
Yeah.
of you, not all of you suck,
No.
but
Mm.
there's an array of you that do. And not the people listening, but like
No.
in the world at large. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Especially nowadays. It's just strange.
it is. It is,
It re-
but
it really is with like the type of people that you see on the streets, like a lot of nakedness.
yeah,
I see a lot of nakedness all the time.
I see way more peen than a
Hmm.
lesbian should see.
Yeah,
Okay,
for real.
I'm done. I don't
Yeah,
need to be seeing all
exactly.
that. Like, put it
You don't
away.
know. Exactly. And it's not pretty.
It's not.
Like, I don't want
It's
to have to see that in the middle of the day.
no, not while I'm trying to enjoy
Random.
a scramble with some hash browns, you
For real.
know?
And let me and let me just tell you that if you're gonna pee, on the
Oh
side of the road somewhere because you have to pee and you're a man. Do it not facing traffic.
my God, shut up. No.
Yes,
People
why
pee.
would they do that?
I've never seen that.
Ugh, I'm like, ugh, so I honk
Oh my God. Then
because
they
I'm like,
spray your
dude.
car.
I'm like, because why? I always want to see if they're gonna turn toward, but it's just like, go find a tree. Or I know when you gotta go, you gotta go. I get it, and I'm not, hey, you got. I'm not downing that idea, but I'm just saying, like, be a little bit more, like, go behind your car
Yeah, be
and like
discreet.
pretend you're looking in the passenger side with the door open and just peeing straight down. You guys have the privilege,
Of
okay,
aiming.
of aiming, you know? Uh, I just saw your lips on your nose.
Oh, I know. I have my fake lip gloss on.
I love it. I would have never known that. I didn't know you had that on.
girl, I had to throw some color on. I looked like the dud. So like
No, you don't.
I need to put some fake lip gloss
You're
on.
matching though. You're matching though with your that nice chair behind you. Hey. I love it. I love it. No,
Oh,
this is good. I actually like the three little,
you like the little
you know,
snippies? I wanted
I
to like
did.
mix it
Because
on up.
they're pretty different. I liked it.
Yes. And
Hmm.
I just was like, Happy New Year. Let's chat about some New Year's Eve. Don't do this. People, don't
No,
do any of this crap.
no, but
Okay.
New Year's makes people do crazy things sometimes.
I mean, join a gym.
Yeah,
Like, stop eating chocolate or go to church. I don't know. Like, why?
exactly.
My resolution is to like commit mayhem. Really? Oh my
Yeah.
God. I can't
And
stand
just be
people.
safe out there this new year. Like, the world is a crazy place, and with crowds, crazy stuff
Yeah.
happens,
For a second, me and
Yeah.
Angel were toying with the idea because there's a few like the Crown Plaza is going to have like a really fun New Year's
Hmm.
bash, 5 rooms of music and deep
No
live
way,
bands. Like,
really?
yeah, and then but there's no rooms like to stay in, like it's sold out.
Yeah.
And then the Rocopulco Club, which is like
Hmm.
right here walking distance, is having one of Angel's favorite cumbia bands play. And I was like,
Ooh.
should we just do this? Should we go out on New Year's Eve? Because we don't like
Hmm.
going out on New Year's Eve
Yeah.
anymore.
Us too.
It's just too, I want to pee. The bathrooms are big. Like,
Hmm.
okay, I want to be able to drink and go to my own toilet.
Hmm.
So we were toying around with that idea, but nah, people are too
Hmm.
stupid. People are too stupid.
Yeah. And it's just like kind of like they were saying, it's just not really the time to
It's
be in big
not.
crowds,
It's really not. I mean,
with just
no
everything that's
offense.
going on.
Yeah, no offense to
Hmm.
the peeps that have New Year's plans. More power to you. Have a
Yeah.
great time. But we're gonna be in our jams with cheese, champagne,
Hmm.
and doing all our crazy rituals that I have made
Yes,
Angel do.
exactly. And if you do choose to go out, just be aware of your surroundings.
Hmm.
You know, just watch people. Don't be like aloof, like, oh, no, 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 I know nothing could happen.
Yeah,
You just never know.
watch your
So,
back.
and it's unfortunate that we're not in the 90s anymore.
We're
Like,
not.
you have to be careful.
You do.
You
You
know,
absolutely do.
times are rough nowadays, and you can still have fun, but just be aware. You
Yeah.
know,
Ugh.
and don't drink and drive.
Yes, don't drink or drive. Don't give people stank face because you
No.
don't know what that other person's going to do. Just be safe. Be safe. And you know what? Don't forget to vision board people. Again, go listen to Fridays with Neen. Get yourself ready because New
Hmm.
Year's Day is Monday and it's already here. 2024.
Yeah.
The next time we see you guys, it'll be
Hmm.
next year.
Yes. See you all next year. I'm so excited. I'm
I'm
so
excited
excited
too.
for this year.
I'm so ready. But
Yeah. Same here.
yeah, we're gonna bring you so much more fun stuff in the new year.
Hmm.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
Same
And
here.
yeah, I mean, without further ado, I mean,
Hmm.
instead of catch you on the flip side, catch you in the new year.
Oh, yeah. Peace out, everyone, and happy freaking New Year. See you next
Yeah,
year.
I love it.